Aloha. So, first, I just want to apologize because I know that I'm a bit late in posting the week 3 video. I was visiting family on the mainland, and as soon as I got back, I got really, really sick, and I haven't been able to function for almost a week now. So, I'm really sorry about that. This is the first day I'm functioning. So, this week we're covering sexual assault on college campuses, and this is actually what I research. That's what my dissertation's on. So I want to point out that one of the readings you did is a assessment done by Bonnie Fisher in 2000. So you're not expected to read the entire thing, but you should go over it to see sort of what assessments of college campuses looks like in terms of sexual assault. A couple things to take note of. This assessment was done in 2000. Bonnie Fisher's been doing this work since the 90s. There are studies that go back as far as the 80s, and we know that sexual assault is very prevalent on college campuses. And yet, the numbers haven't really changed in 30 plus years, and there's not a whole lot being done to address some of these findings that are consistently coming up in assessments and research studies and things like that. And then the other cool thing about Bonnie Fisher's work is that she actually has been contracted by the system, Office of Institutional Equity, to work on our assessment. So in 2018, around March, I believe, the administration came out publicly stating that the system, had been assessed by the Federal Office of Civil Rights and to see if we were compliant with Title IX, and we were in fact not compliant with Title IX. And so by the time this was made public to the community, the administration had already devised a sort of a memorandum with the federal government stating that administration would do certain things to be compliant and everything was going to be okay. And one of the major undertakings administration had to do is biannual assessment of the campus climate with respect to gender-based violence and Title IX related issues. And so the System Office of Institutional Equity is tasked with that survey. They've done two now, so in 2017 and 2019. and and they contracted with Bonnie Fisher to have this expert come to and help with making sure that the assessment that does is the best assessment possible, and we can really start to understand some of the issues that are happening here as far as sexual assault on our campus. And so my research dovetails with that study. I'll talk more about that in a more lecture style video I'm going to make in a minute. But I also want to point out that the article by Weiss on party schools, some of that stuff is relevant to Certainly we have issues with underage drinking, partying, students behaving badly, and that sort of thing. But it does look different. The reason being, Weiss is looking at a case study at a party school. It's a residential campus where students are much more likely to live in the dorms or in Greek housing. And so the way that socializing happens at party schools that have these residential lifestyles for students is a little bit different than Manoa, which is a commuter school. So students don't often live on campus here at Manoa, and partying and this risky behavior Weiss is focusing in on looks different. And so I encourage you to think about what that means, what those nuances mean in terms of addressing sexual assault on college campuses. Title IX is a policy that protects against sexual assault if the crime happens on campus. But what happens when the crime isn't on campus because students aren't living on campus, right? And so whose jurisdiction is that, and what can campus administration really do? So those are just some things to think about as you work on your weekly reflection paper and you work on your discussion board posts for this week. And I will also make a video where I cover some of my data for my dissertation, honing in a bit more on research related to rape culture and gender violence on college campuses. Have a great week, and I look forward to reading all of your material. Bye, everyone.